Elmo. What's up?
We have a problem, sir.
Really? Have a seat. Tell me about it.
There's some major thievery going down at the office.
Really? What's the problem?
Somebody has been stealing this.
Who's behind it?
It's Nelson. He's been stealing toilet paper for a long time now. If you look here in our code of ethics, he is clearly in violation of this.
Okay. I'll look into it and get it taken care of. Thank you, Elmo. Margaret, could you have Nelson sent to my office as soon as possible? Thank you.
Yes, Boris. You needed me?
Oh, yes, Nelson. I wanted to talk to you about something. So, it's been brought to my attention that you have been pilfering a good deal of toilet paper over this past several months. Now, as an employee of this company, you have agreed to abide by our code of ethics that says no employee shall use any company property for personal reasons. And the amount that you've stolen over the past 3 months could amount to petty theft, and I could have you prosecuted for this. Do you have any explanation for your actions?
It's not as bad as it looks. Okay. I've run the numbers, and the company is not actually losing any money. So you know Donut Day on Friday?
Yes.
That the amount of money you spend on donuts is not as much as the losing the toilet paper. So you spend about $1.50 on donuts, and that would be if I ate the donuts. But I never eat the donuts, and not even the donut holes even. And by not doing that, I save the company about $1.50, and I only take about 75 cents worth of toilet paper a week. So that's like 2.5 rolls, nothing big. And by doing that, I'm actually saving the company money. It's right here. I have it right here.
But you're still in violation of our code of ethics that if you were to even consider this behavior, you would have to consult me first about taking any company property for personal use. Now, Nelson, I like you. I appreciate the work that you've done for a company, but in order to sort this out, I'm going to have to ask you to take the rest of the week off, unpaid, and we're going to have to consider whether or not you can continue working at this company. And I'm going to have to ask you to leave right now.
Okay.
Nelson.
Okay, Zach, how's it going?
Welcome. Come on, have a seat, dude.
Thank you. Thanks for having me over, Uncle Zach. It's been a crazy week.
I understand. Hold the red panda. He's nice and soft.
It is soft.
His tail. I've got plenty of animal crackers if you want any.
Yeah, I'll take one. Thanks.
Really vanilla. Best animal crackers I've ever had.
You're right. I mean, like I said over the phone, I pretty much filled you in on everything, but I guess I still don't get it why I've been reprimanded so much for just breaching a code of ethics that I didn't even know we had until Tuesday. So
I've been thinking about that a lot since you filled me in on it over the phone, and I was thinking about some stuff that I've been reading in the Bible recently, and particularly there's a verse in Proverbs that was really, really on my mind about that, right? And it's in chapter 10, this is verse 2, it says, "Treasures gained by wickedness do not profit, but righteousness delivers from death." And I realized toilet paper is not exactly a treasure, but we get so caught up in our pursuit of those things that maybe you don't consider that a wicked act. You maybe justify it by the money. But the bigger thing is here, the compromise to your righteousness. That second part of the verse, righteousness delivers from death, and that motivation for our righteousness. Maybe thinking about that made me think of another verse in Romans, chapter 13, verse 9, which says, it's talking about the previous commandments given in the Old Testament. It says, the commandments that say, "You shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall not covet," and any other commandment are summed up in this word: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Thinking about your relationship with your boss, with Boris, you guys are friends, and the big thing is it's not very loving to him, it's not very edifying to him, and it's certainly not ethical of you to violate not only the code of ethics but his trust. When you steal that toilet paper, right? He not only when he hired you, he assumed that you would act ethically. He trusted you to do the work that you were hired to do. And then you signed something, some sort of paper at the beginning of your employment that said you would follow that code of ethics. It was your responsibility to read it. And I don't think, you acting ethically at work, you're supposed to follow that code of ethics. Also, there's also a human component. You don't want to wrong your friend Boris. You don't want to violate his trust, especially he's going to be trusting you with things in the future. Hopefully you can keep your job and that stuff. You don't want him to have to question whether you're constantly thinking about how you can benefit. Instead, you want to, serve Boris and your company in that way for the way that they've hired you to do.
I see your point. I really do see your point. It's not so much in the money, There's a lot more gravity to the situation than just the money. So I see what you're getting at. I don't know. It kind of came out of left field for me. So
I feel that.
But this makes me feel better. I guess it puts it in perspective. It kind of relays the gravity of the situation more so, because I didn't realize what was really going on. I suppose I just thought it was okay.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, this is only a week. Your relationship with Boris should last longer than that, and of course, your ethics are lifelong. Your personal integrity and all that stuff. So, I might encourage you with the rest of your days off. To pick up this book. You can have this one. I've got plenty of mine around here.
I guess I'm finally wore me down. Mine as well. We talked enough about it. Seems to make sort of sense. So I'll take it for the week, I suppose.
Start in Romans, Nelson. I'm a big fan.
Okay. Yeah. Take that into consideration. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks for calling that over.